welcome to this special edition of Studio 5. We're dedicating the entire episode to first looks at long-awaited films and series, Rings of Power, Gigi and Nate, and Samaritan. We want to begin with the long-awaited Prime Video series, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. This epic drama is set thousands of years before the events of Tolkien's The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Here in Studio 5, I had the chance to preview the first 3 episodes and to sit down with 6 members of this phenomenal cast. For all of you, I'm really curious, what was your relationship to Lord of the Rings before Rings of Power?
My introduction was in 2001, The Fellowship of the Ring, and it blew me away.
I was a fan of Lord of the Rings. I loved the films, and I always had this thing of being like, I think it's the coolest world out there.
I read The Hobbit when I was really, really young, and I loved the movies.
Not until I went to New Zealand and kind of started working on this that I discovered how vast and detailed Tolkien's work is.
My dad read The Hobbit to me when I was 9, which I loved, and then I took after them.
My brother gave his life hunting the enemy. His task is now mine.
I play a character called Halbrand, who's a new character. He's from the Southlands.
I play Pharazôn, and he is Chancellor of the very powerful island kingdom of Númenor. And I guess he is the glue that holds the island together. I think there's a huge responsibility on his shoulders.
I play Galadriel. She's one of the oldest elves in Middle-earth, older than the moon, in fact. And she is fighting a battle alone. She feels that peace is fracturing and evil is rising.
Stand with me. Ours was no chance meeting. Not fate. Nor destiny. Ours was the work of something greater.
Sophia and Owain, I have to talk about the chemistry between the two of you on screen. What made it gel? Why do you think it comes across so well? What's going on there?
I think the first time I met Sophia, she had a child in her arms, and she was kind of walking towards me like this with a massive open smile, and she went, "Hello, love." And with the other arm, she kind of put around me and, you know, embraced me, and immediately I was part of the family.
I think it's a bit of you had me at hello. And ding, ding, ding. And I think what that did was, what is so lovely about that is that it allows a sense of freedom and inhibition to play a really intimate, gregarious, loving, unapologetic marriage.
One day this will be your kingdom.
Raise your sail and then let go.
Choose not the path of fear, but that of faith.
You guys are embarking upon a big journey here now that it's getting released to the world with much fanfare and anticipation. How are each of you feeling?
I think it's an interesting time. I just hope people really enjoy it.
One thing we can do better than any creature in all Middle-earth, we stay true to each other with our hearts even bigger in our feet.
Particularly as it's a series, so many hours to kind of get really stuck in for fans that have been fans all the way, and to bring in new fans, particularly with the amount of accessibility and brilliance and storytelling that we have.
We can survive this. You and I.
This is one of the most expensive productions now to date. Was there pressure?
A huge amount of pressure, and I think obviously coming from that, there's a big fandom that you want to be happy with what you're doing, that there's a lot riding on it, but I think a lot of it just comes from within. All our characters, I would say, are a labour of love of literally thousands of people.
Commander! Wait! No! We keep moving!
Why do you keep fighting?
Do
There's a tempest in me.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel. Put up your sword.
We live for this, you know? This is what we always wanted to do, you know?
Without it, what might it be?
The long-awaited series, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, is available to watch right now on Prime Video, and it's the first of 5 highly anticipated seasons.
Up next.
Already looked in that dump, but there's not much in it.
On set with Sylvester Stallone.
I think it's very timely because we're going through some upheaval.
For a look at his latest superhero role in Samaritan.
To have sex before you marry is a bad idea.
Don't tell me there's no such thing as gun violence.
That just depends on your definition of when life begins.
Watch Dan and Dale tackle trending topics that test your faith on the next Faith Wire. Monday night at 8:30 on the CBN News Channel. The Global Lane takes you around the world, providing facts over fiction.
What might rising trade and geopolitical tensions mean for you on the home front?
With over 45 years of experience, award-winning journalist Gary Lane brings you the truth from a global angle.
What about the issue of immigration?
World news analysis you won't see anywhere else.
And it's all right here on the Global Lane.
Thursday night at 8:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Superbook fans, here's something else you'll love. It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! Whoa!
Hillsborough Falls man. Come.
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, excuse me. Ouch!
Are you getting this?
Earn super points to win daily prizes too, and so much more. Time to get back to my adventures. See you soon. It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
Welcome back to Studio 5. Sylvester Stallone is a new kind of superhero in the action drama Samaritan. This highly anticipated, gritty superhero film follows a young boy who learns his reclusive neighbor may just be a long-lost legendary vigilante known as the Samaritan.
Another long night of crime and violence. Some say it's only a matter of time before the city implodes.
I think we're finished here. CGI is a great tool, but whenever I do action films, I like to participate in the stunts because then the more realistic it becomes.
Here we go. Ready and action.
I have a knack for this particular kind of mythology. Action films that also have heart, like Demolition Man, Cliffhanger, and Rocky. So Samaritan's very interesting because this hero says, I've had enough of trying to save society. I can't even save myself. You are born with supernatural gifts, and then you realize things aren't turning out as well as you thought, and perhaps even tragedy occurs, and he goes into hiding for 25 years.
Hey! Hey! Did you just do that? You threw that Batman through the wall. How'd you do that?
Well, little girl, you didn't see anything. See, that hole was already there. That's an optical illusion. He's just a trash man living this kind of like lonely existence, but okay. Then this young kid comes along.
I found him.
I said, there's something about this old man here. It's not ringing true. He's like growing a beard, and he works trash can. He collects old objects and fixes them. And that's symbolic of him trying to maybe fix himself. And then you have this kid who is kind of a spark plug for the whole movie. The genesis of why the film actually is happening is through his eyes.
Sam is a kid who grows up in a pretty rough environment with just his mom. His dad passed away at a very young age, and he's always kind of looked for that father figure.
Let him go.
This kid is looking for Samaritan because they need help in the city.
When people give up on a city, the badness comes in, and so the bad is taking over Granite City, and I go back and do my hero stuff. The audience has to identify with the crisis, say, oh, I've been through that, or I can relate to that, and it's called pure and simple empathy. If they're not empathetic to the situation, then emotionally they're not involved. And that's what this has all the way through. You have a child with no father, and then you have me, isolated, getting older, you know, so there's a combination of very realistic situations.
Why did you disappear? Working with Sly was a lot of fun. It's an action star, Rocky himself.
There's many, many layers to this story. It's a hero movie that's a little more grounded in reality. That's very, very exciting to watch.
Hey, old man! Try this. Come on!
I think it's very timely because we're going through some upheaval.
I never saw Samaritan care so much about anyone in my part of town before.
It's really a morality tale, and I believe they're going to be swept up in the actual characters. I know that mother, I know this son, I understand Joe a little bit, and before you know it, they're invested in a personal way as opposed to just wanting to see explosions, which they'll get. But they go, oh, this guy really has a dilemma, or he has insecurities like me, and he's trying to overcome them, or he's guilt. Good and bad live in everybody. It's up to you to make the right choice.
A heads up for you, Samaritan is rated PG-13 for its violence and language, and like Rings of Power, Samaritan is an Amazon Studios original, and it's streaming now on Prime Video. We need to take a quick break, but before we do, it is time to share our weekly story in pictures. Here's this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
Actor Brendan Fraser is moved to tears at the Venice Film Festival after a 6-minute standing ovation following the world premiere of his new film, The Whale. These red carpet photos of the actor and his supporting cast are just a quick look at the Mummy star's return to the spotlight. Not set for release until December, The Whale is the journey of a man battling obesity, trying to reconnect with his daughter. This redemption story is already getting rave reviews and early Oscar buzz. And the premiere in Italy is this week's Studio 5 Snapshot. Still ahead, a movie, a message, and a monkey.
There she is.
The stars join us to talk about the new film.
The entire paradigm of working with an animal throws this wild card.
Want to be a part of a community that inspires your spiritual growth while winning prizes? The all-new My CBN app Connect with the community for prayer and encouragement. Track and set spiritual goals. Enjoy conversation starters with friends and family. And collect points to win prizes. The all-new MyCBN app. A great place to belong. Download the app at cbn.com/mobile.
Nutrition, exercise, essential oils, weight loss, and more. It's Healthy Living with Lori Johnson.
Talk about what's in this.
Join CBN health reporter Lori Johnson to get the latest information from today's top health experts.
This is fantastic.
Find out what you need to know to live a healthier life. Watch Healthy Living Tuesday night at 8:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Too often, we carry baggage from our past. You know what it's like. It affects everything and everyone in our lives. It's always there, weighing us down and keeping us from achieving true happiness. But do you know God never meant for us to be trapped in the past? You can be free of your baggage. Learn how God's forgiveness leads to changed lives and new beginnings. Call the 700 Club.
Introducing the CBN Bible from cbn.com. Now, an easier way to study the Bible and grow in your faith. Highlight your favorite verse. Read separate versions at a glance. Click and read a commentary. Or cross-reference your favorite verse using the Strong's Concordance. All the right tools to study the Bible, all in one place. The CBN Bible, available at cbn.com/Bible or the iTunes App Store.
This is CBN Newswatch.
Thanks for joining us.
Watch breaking news, exclusive stories and programs, credible news reporting.
We show you what's happening in the world and how you can pray about it.
This is CBN Newswatch, because truth matters. Weekdays at 5 on the CBN News Channel.
Welcome back to Studio 5. We are back now with a first look at Gigi and Nate. This is the story of Nate Gibson. He's a young man whose life is turned upside down. A near-fatal illness literally leaves him a quadriplegic. But then he gets a unique service animal, a curious and intelligent monkey named Gigi. And so begins the real story of Gigi and Nate.
I've been in this wheelchair since I was 18.
Just jump already!
I was 6 weeks away from college. When I got paralyzed, I had nurses around the clock. And then 1 year ago, my life completely changed.
I'd like a request for service animal for my son.
And that's when I got Gigi.
What was it about this story that tugged at your heart? I can only imagine.
I think it's that moment of loss.
Ah, something's wrong with Nate.
I've experienced tragedy in my own family. What I really have learned from my own family and from this film is just how, respect for conquering, for triumph, for moving through it, for choosing life rather than choosing good life, choosing to be a good member of society rather than choosing the sadness and the victimization that you could choose.
There she is. Hey, Gigi.
I don't think she likes you.
Nick, what's the challenge of directing a film with a monkey?
Are you okay?
Whatever you estimate the length of time is for a scene, when anybody tells you, whenever anybody, Marcia and I ever do an animal movie again, and somebody says, well, that's going to take you half an hour, you know what? We're going to know their life, all right? Because it's just not the case. The entire paradigm of working with an animal throws this wild card into a scene which the actors have rehearsed and worked and they understand. But then when you introduce a monkey into that, the monkey hasn't rehearsed, the monkey doesn't, you know, he doesn't know that his moment, their moment is there. So what you're watching is actors staying in character, dealing with a live animal in character in that moment. Now that is incredibly skillful for people to do that.
All the way now.
Oh man. That to me was, as a director, watching that process was fantastic.
Marsha, what would you say the overriding theme of this story is? What did you take from it?
The overriding theme is triumph.
Shame, shame, shame!
We are one. That's the beauty of this earth. And everything is connected. And I think that in that connection is glory and beauty and love and triumph and tragedy. And that's what I think, you know, this little movie is about those big things. And that makes it so worthy.
Gigi allows me to live my life to the fullest every single day. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her.
Gigi Nate is in theaters right now.
Coming up,
we stay true to each other.
The Rings of Power cast returns.
People's attitudes and nations' attitudes get sculpted by their geography.
With some words of wisdom.
When I came to Regent University, it's like the world opened up. I felt like I needed to advance my career and go back to school. Regent was a perfect fit for me. The Regent professors are world class. You are equipped. The focus of the faculty is on each individual student, whether it's online or in person. You become a part of Regent's family. You carry with you not just the content and the knowledge, but the confidence to understand that we can be significant in the world.
Regent University. Follow your path.
Nigerian Christians
in Iran are routinely arrested.
Happily, Christians continue to suffer.
In times of trial and affliction, you need to know the truth.
One of the fastest growing Christian populations in the world.
Join Wendy Griffith and George Thomas for Christian World News.
Young people are the ones who are open to the gospel.
Powerful stories of suffering and hope that affect all Christians. Saturday night at 6 on the CBN News Channel. Get Protect Your Sleep and discover how to improve the quality of your life. A free DVD or booklet from the Christian Broadcasting Network.
If you're not a great sleeper, you can do things to make yourself a great sleeper. If you're already a pretty good sleeper, you can enhance your sleep and be even better.
5 leading experts help remove the obstacles between you and restorative sleep.
When you don't get a restful night's sleep, you wake up with an accumulation of stress.
Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com to get your free DVD or booklet today.
Everything you do better with a good night's sleep.
You'll discover how food affects your sleep, how to put insomnia to rest, explore effective remedies for sleep apnea, and much more in Protect Your Sleep. Wake up to your best life and get Protect Your Sleep today. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com to get your free DVD or booklet. Nutrition, exercise, essential oils, weight loss, and more. It's Healthy Living with Lori Johnson.
Talk about what's in this.
Join CBN health reporter Lori Johnson to get the latest information from today's top health experts.
This is fantastic.
Find out what you need to know to live a healthier life. Watch Healthy Living, Tuesday night at 8:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Woohoo! Hi, Superbook fans. Here's something else you'll love. It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh, no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! Whoa!
Phillipsburg Falls man.
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, excuse me. Ouch!
Are you getting this?
Earn super points to win daily prizes, too. And so much more! Time to get back to my adventures. See you soon. It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
Welcome back to Studio 5. As you know, music is a big part of this show, and we love sharing new music with you. This week's soundtrack comes from our friend Doe and Vu Worship. Take a listen, and you will hear why Rejoice is what's playing in my ear.
Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Let my heart be sure of this. The Lord is near. Let my heart be sure of this. The Lord is near. Again, again, again.
On that musical note, we are just about out of time for this edition of Studio 5. So let's fast forward for a moment and take a look at something we're working to bring you come next week.
I am so excited to be joining you guys to announce the nominees.
The Dove Award nominees are out.
I want to congratulate all of our incredible nominees. And thank you to all the artists who helped us kick off the 53rd annual GMA Dove Awards season.
And Studio 5 has an exclusive look at the artists, including Ann Wilson.
Let me tell you about my Jesus.
Doe Jones. And Katie Nicole. Hear the incredible stories behind the award-nominated music.
And I reached for a bottle of pills sitting on my dresser, and I looked at it and I said, it would be that easy.
We hope you'll join us for that story and so much more next week. Before we say goodbye this week, I want to return to the cast of Rings of Power for a final word.
So I guess I tried to hoover up as much politics that was going around in these unprecedented times as I could, because there's a lot of it right now. I think I'm a huge fan of geopolitics anyway, so I think the more books you could just sort of immerse yourself in. And one author stood out to me was Tim Marshall. He's got 2 books out, bestsellers, called Prisoners of Geography and Worth Fighting For, Worth Dying For. And Prisoners of Geography was fascinating because people's attitudes and nations' attitudes get sculpted by their geography, and you kind of get to go on a little trip into the psyche of some people and why they do what they do. So what it does is broadens your horizons and gives you empathy, offers up empathy for people, and I thought that was fascinating. So I guess I delved as much into there as I possibly could.
That's a great final word for this edition of Studio 5 and for this week's special look at uplifting entertainment. Until next time, make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.